name is Rachel, and this sequence today is primarily for people who have a stoma, so for ostomates. However, it is also relevant for everybody because we are going to go over core strengthening in a way that's very foundational to your yoga practice. So today we will learn how to engage our transverse abdominals, which are the muscles closest to our organs. And when we engage those, we're creating our own protection for our stoma. So we're creating a hernia belt, pretty much. And this is foundational for you to use through your whole practice. So we will begin with diaphragmatic breathing, belly breathing. And the key here is to balance out engagement and relaxation. So it's very important that we relax equally to what we engage. So oftentimes in yoga with Uddiyana Bandha, the core binds, or I like to call it transitions to lock, but I like engagement better, so core engagement. So when we have that engagement, sometimes we can over-engage. We can continue to have Mula Bandha, our pelvic floor engaged, and Uddiyana Bandha engaged. And then we forget about the deep relaxation. And when we are constantly engaged or tight, that actually creates muscle weakness. So let's begin with diaphragmatic breathing. We will breathe together for a few breaths and work on relaxation and engagement. So begin, inhale, open mouth, exhale, 2 more times like that. Inhale, open mouth, release. Inhale, exhale. Soften through your belly. Inhale, bring the breath through your nose. Fill up your rib cage all the way down towards your tailbone. Soften your belly. Exhale, this time engage Mula Bandha. Zip up, engage your transverse abdominals. Empty out. Exhale. Inhale, fill up your breath. Fill up your lungs all the way down to your pelvic floor. Release the muscles. And then exhale, zip up, engage your transverse abdominals. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale, breathe in, fill up, feel your belly expand all the way down to your pelvic floor. And then zip up, engage Mula Bandha, pelvic floor muscles, transverse as you empty out. Relax through your breath. So that is our foundation of diaphragmatic breathing. And we're working on primarily Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha. You also have Jalandhara, and the throat lock is a way where you can direct the energy with the bandhas. So the bandhas are a way when you do engage all three, the Maha Bandha, it's a way for you to direct and cleanse the energy. But today, instead of engaging the throat lock, we're going to work on the two, Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha, primarily to engage the transverse abdominals so that when you exhale, you're creating stability for your movement. So the next pose that we're going to take is reclined on our back. You can have a block handy that we will use in a minute, or you can also use a couple books that are stacked, or you can take a soft pillow too, stacking a few to create a little bit more of a firm foundation. So recline onto your back. And we're going to do the same breathing here, this time adding a little tilt to our pelvis to help engage Mula Bandha. So relax, come into your natural breath. And then inhale, fill up, expand, release the pelvic floor muscles. Exhale, tilt your pelvis, engage, zip up, engage transverse. Exhale. Inhale, lower your pelvis down, expand, release all of the muscles. Exhale, engage, tuck in, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Exhale, inhale, Bring your breath down all the way into your pelvic floor muscles. Feel them relax. And then exhale, slight tilt to your pelvis. Engage. Transverse abdominals. Exhale. Inhale, fill up. Release the muscles. Bring the breath all the way down to your tailbone. And then engage, tilt, exhale, expel all of the breath. And relax down. Come into natural breath. And we'll now take supported bridge. So you have your block. I'm going to go at the lowest level. You can take whichever level feels the best. So feet are stacked right under your knees to support you. And you want to have your sit bones supported on your block or your stacked pillows or bolster. And we'll do the same breathing in this position, again, engaging that slight tilt. And that's important because that can help create that kegel. You might be familiar with that word. That is our mula bandha. So we're creating that kegel. We're zipping up. You also might have heard the instruction of Uddiyana Bandha. It's like zipping up your skinny jeans. So if you can think about engaging and sucking in those muscles, engaging them, actually not sucking in, but wrapping in the muscles so then you can zip up your jeans. So there's this wrapping in and almost like you're squeezing your organs. Let's try this again. Relax, natural breath. And inhale, fill up your breath, lift through your rib cage all the way down to your belly, down to your pelvic floor. Exhale, that slight tilt, lift, engage, and exhale. Inhale, relax the muscles, breathe in. Exhale, contraction, zip up, empty out. 2 more times. Inhale, fill up your breath, relax your muscles. Exhale, slight tilt of your pelvis, engage transverse abdominals. Exhale. Inhale, breathe in, lift your belly, release your pelvic floor muscles. Exhale, zip up, engage transverse, feel that constriction, and relax, release. Lift up out of your prop, set it aside, and we'll take Supta Baddha Konasana. You can bring your hands to your belly and feel relaxation here. So we want to make sure that we're relaxed and not engaging when we don't need to. And feel into the relaxation, natural breath. And as we move and get up, it's also important to use our breath. So gently roll to your side. Take an inhale here. Exhale. Engage the transverse as you move. So that is also going to support your stoma. So we're creating this constriction, this engagement, this bind to help support our core. If we're moving on the inhale, we're bellied out, we're very vulnerable, and we're already expanded on that inhale, so we could push our stoma out even more. So moving on your exhale when you're engaging will help to support your core, to support your stoma. So we're going to take Malasana, squat pose. Another pose to move into this belly work. So we can think about in squat pose, again, we're relaxing, releasing, and then engaging. And for now, we'll take this on a block, but you can also do this breath work with the full pose without the support and modification. So we can hold on to our ankles or your knees or in prayer, anything that feels supportive for you. Take a breath in, full breath out. Inhale, breathe in. Allow your belly to expand, relax through your pelvic floor, and then zip up, engage Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Exhale. Inhale, breath through your nose, mouth closed, all the way down. Relax, engage, zip up, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha as you breathe out. 2 more times. Inhale, fill up, expand, release your belly, relax your pelvic floor. Exhale, engage, zip up. Feel that contraction on your transverse abdominals. Empty out. One more time. Inhale, breathe in, soft belly, relax pelvic floor. Exhale, engage. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, transverse abdominals. Exhale. Relax your breath. We can take a little side stretch here. Ground through your right hand and open up, expand. And the other side. And now we'll try goddess pose, squat pose. So lift up out of your block. You can set it aside. And take a little bit movement here. Inhale, star. Externally rotate your feet, goddess. Inhale, lift through your chest, open up. And you can feel this engagement here, goddess. One more time. Inhale, fill up, lift through your heart. Exhale, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, goddess pose. And we'll take our hands to our knees and stay here. Ujjayi breath, Ujjayi, victorious breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. Oceanic breath, the breath we use through practice. So through this diaphragmatic breathing, also breathe in through your nose, out through your nose. Now you can feel the heat here. We'll get started. 3 breaths here. Take an inhale. Exhale. And inhale to begin. Inhale deeply. Relax through your belly. Relax your pelvic floor. Exhale, zip up. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Feel that engagement. Empty out. Inhale, breathe in. Soften, expand, relax your muscles down. Exhale, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, breathe in, fill up, soften, relax, engage. Exhale, Uddiyana Bandha, relax, release. From here, we'll move back down into relaxation. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Soften your knees. Feel that engagement through your core to support you. Bend your knees and then step back. Bring your knees down. Inhale. And then exhale. We'll soften lower back, protecting our core. So again, take an inhale here. And then exhale. We'll use our core strength to lower all the way down. And I find it to be very essential, no matter what the practice is, to come into Savasana. You can practice this breath work, you can pause it and do a much longer sequence through each of these poses. This was just a little bit for you to get an idea of the breath in different poses and how you should move. Very foundational for you to use through the rest of these sequences. And soften your body, relax. Relax your pelvic floor. Breathe into your pelvic floor and soften your muscles. Now you can part your lips. Breathe naturally. Bring your focus, 1-point focus, your drishti, to your nose. See where you can scan your body and soften even more. And stay here for as long as you would like. Let your body relax. Let your body take in all of the high energy you just cultivated. Let it download and resonate. I bow to you. The light within me honors and sees the light within you. Namaste.